is a story that I have to tell. Sorry, I know that we haven't even got to prediction yet, but we'll get to it in a minute. But someone said Lex bleeding out, Dan passing out. So this reminds me of a story that everybody was here for that's on this call anyway. So when we were filming the prank, dun dun dun. So me and a few other people, like, we went out for a little bit, and we'd been gone for a while, and without going into it, we're not going to talk too much on it, but as you can imagine, this was towards the end of the prank. Everybody was very stressed, very upset, very tired, very much just done with everything. So we get back home, very tired, defeated, whatever else. So like the house that we were filming in, you walk in through the front door, and on the right there's the kitchen, and then when you walk through a little hallway, there's the living room and da da da. So this is like the main filming location that we used. We walk in, so I've been gone for hours in a pretty stressful situation without going into it. Walk into the house, and I see Lex and Ethan. Yes, paperback. Yeah, I'm atting him. So I see Lex and Ethan stood in the kitchen, and Ethan and Lex are kind of like going like this to each other's hands, like press something, and Ethan has blood, or like, sorry if anybody's got trigger warning if you've got a bit of a phobia of blood and you don't like graphic stories, it has got a bit of a blood correlation. Ethan has literally got blood up to like his hands, like here, like he's covered in fucking blood. He's got it on his shirt. I'm pretty sure I think he had a bit on, not loads, but like he had some on his shirt. I'm sure he did. I might be making that up. What am I?
Yeah, I had on mine, but he didn't have it.
Oh, okay. Lex had it on his. Ethan didn't have it on his. But Ethan had blood all over his fucking hands. Lex has got blood on like one of his hands, but a bit less than Ethan. But he's got blood all over his shirt. So I'm like, oh my fucking god. Like, obviously, again, I have a phobia of blood, but also I'm concerned for my fucking boyfriend, or for Ethan. I have no idea who's her. But I came in the room, and they're both like this, and they both look at me and go, and Lex goes, babe, don't look, just walk away, don't look. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I've just had this awful situation before this, so I'm already stressed out. And then I see this, I'm like, and I'm like, which one of them is dying? Which one of them is bleeding out in the kitchen right now? And why is nobody else more freaked out about this? And then Ethan comes in and just like, has anybody got a plaster with blood on his hands? He's like, up to here. And I'm like, a plaster? I think you need a fucking bandage. I was like, who's her? Is it you or is it Lex? Like, what the fuck is going on? And he's like, it's Lex, but he's okay. Like, it looks worse than it is. And I'm like, it looks very fucking bad. And basically, so from what I know, wait, actually, you'll tell this part. Tell them what happened.
I was doing the dishes, and the thing is, at the filming Airbnb, there was not hot water, not at all. And it was October, it was very cold. So doing the dishes was like kind of painful. And I tried to do the dishes fast because the water was freezing. And so I had a cup, and obviously, like, I was doing the dishes fast, the cup fell, I broke it. I heard someone being like, who broke what? I panicked, so I tried to like pick it up quickly and being like, nothing happened, haha, everything's fine. And Ethan comes to me and he's like, be careful. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not stupid, I'm gonna be careful. And the moment I said that,
Ethan turns around as well, because I remember you telling me this at the time. Ethan's like, be careful, like, don't pick it up with your hands, I'll go try find something, like, da 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 da, like, don't pick it up with your hands, don't pick it up with your hands. Like, he expressed this to Lex, and Lex turns round, and he's not putting enough exaggeration on this. Lex turns around and goes, because Ethan told me, Lex turns around and goes, oh, come on, I'm not stupid.
After the end of this sentence, I just slashed my hand with, and he just looks at me defeated, and I looks at him being like, and then he just starts bleeding, and he starts coming, put it under water, and I was like, no, but the water is cold, and he's like trying to get like kitchen towel to put it on my hand, and then Dan is coming, and I'm like, don't look, there is blood.
After I've been gone for like 3 or 4 hours, and of course it happens as I'm walking through the door. Like, and obviously part of me, like half of me is like, oh my god, my boyfriend's bleeding out, and then part of me is like, hey, my boyfriend's bleeding out, I can't look. So like, I'm concerned, but I'm like stood there like, are you okay? Like, I remember covering my eyes at one point and being like, are you okay? Can you just tell me that you're okay? Because as well, after this really stressful situation, I just really like, sorry, this is gonna sound really selfish. I just really wanted to I just wanted to hug Lex. Like that was all I wanted. I was walking back to the film in Airbnb so quick because I just wanted a hug, and I come back and it's covered in blood. And I'm like, you know what? The hug can wait. The hug can wait. Oh God. God, that was it was Ethan, like when I was like, Ethan, like, why are you covered in blood? And Ethan was like, I told him. Yours and Ethan's friendship when we were filming the prank was like genuinely the best thing ever, because obviously Lex is my boyfriend and Ethan was like my on-screen boyfriend, I guess. And they were just like little besties. This is just a little side, sorry. They were just little besties, and I just thought it was the sweetest thing ever. Like I was like, you know, Remus and Remus, they're besties. I would just see them together sometimes. I think I've got a photo somewhere. Oh no, actually, I've got a photo somewhere, and it's me, and I can't show the photo, because of certain costuming that I can't show. But there's me and Ethan stood there like this. And then Lex is there like, it's so funny. And there's a photo as well that just reminded me of me and Finley in Edinburgh. And me and Finley like pretend to make out and we're like this. And then there's Lex just stood there like this.
I just have pictures of me taking a selfie and Dan making out with other people in the background.
I'm not actually making out with them, I would like to clarify. But I was just saying, like, for people that don't know, it's like, so like when we filmed the prank, like the extra, like we had supporting actors, supporting artists, I don't know. Spotting artist, I think. And I was like, I mean, obviously me and Lex are very publicly in a relationship. I was like, but then they're probably going to see how I am with Finley, and I'm like, hey, Pookie, beautiful girl, I love you so much. Like, or like, even like me and Aaron would just grab each other's face and go, like, and I was like, are the extras really confused right now, like, who I'm dating? Like, do they think we're in some, like, open relationship? Because I think about this a lot, and I think it's really funny. But yeah, Lex just has like a couple of photos now. Like I feel like they're gonna slowly pile up. Like, and it was just me and Ethan like in costume, like, and then like, and then there's one of me and Finley like,
wedding about
yeah.
It.
I feel like we need to do one. We need to do one with Aaron as well, because there's so many times when me and Aaron are like, oh, like me and Aaron would play a game when we were filming, and we'd see how close we could get to each other before one of us came in, and we would just go, and we would literally be like this amount away from touching lips, and we would wait until, and it was. I feel like I won that game like almost every time, because I was like, you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna kiss your friend's boyfriend. You're not gonna do it. So I was so confident. Like, I was so confident every time. But anyway, that's the that's a little. The extras are sat there like, what the fuck is this guy doing? No, literally, the amount of times that I was in scene, like even Rafa, like even me and Rafa, like obviously, like everybody knew that me and Rafa, like nothing would have been going on, obviously, because Rafa was with Dorian. Well, Rafa is with Dorian. I'm with Lex, and like me, like even me and Rafa would be like, you just so beautiful, like it's just like, you know, like, and it's just our friendship, because I think because we all love each other so much and we're so close to each other that like we are just so close as friends, like. And I guess some people would find it weird. Like, obviously, we're not actually just making out with each other, but like, we would just jokingly be like that joke actually started between me, Raph, and Dorian, but Aaron also did it with like Gaia, I think, or Charlotte, and then Aaron jokingly went to do it to me one day, and then he was like, "Oh my god, I forget that people don't know this joke," and I was like, "Why? What's the joke?" And he was like, "The straight man kiss." I was like, "Oh my god, me, Rafa, and Dorian do that." Like me and Dorian would just like randomly be on set, and we'd just be like, like, like obviously we would never actually like kiss, but we like, to be fair, we'd usually be pretty. If it was Rafa and Dorian, it would usually be pretty far away, and we just go like this, you know, like we wouldn't actually. But me and Aaron would just like test each other every time. We'd just be like, it was so funny. Oh god. And they work. I filmed the scene with Ethan once and kept doing those eyes to him, and obviously the prank without spoiling it, but you know, obviously, as you know, just from canon, Sirius is in the wrong with the prank. But yeah, I was pulling these puppy dog eyes at Ethan, and he was like, Like every time, like Dorian would be like, "Cut." Ethan would be like, "Oh my god, dude, stop doing those eyes at me! I'm gonna cry!" And like he kept tearing up, and he'd be like, "Stop it!" Like, "Oh my god," like he was like, "Why am I feeling bad for you?" He was like, "I'm not meant to be feeling bad for you." And I was like, I want to give people something to think about. I just want to tear people's emotions a little bit. So I was really purposely doing these really like I was making my like I don't know how to explain it. Like I felt like I could do it on film, but I don't feel like I could just do it now. But like I was making my eyes kind of like look like they were about to cry because I can't cry on command, but I can make myself really look like I'm about to burst into tears, and that's just what I was doing to him the whole time. And he was like, and every time we said like every time Dorian said cut, Ethan would go, "Oh my god, Dan, like stop it! Oh my god, like this is awful." And I think once like Auntie was watching and Auntie was like, "Oh god, that's horrible." Like that is heartbreaking. And I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah. I just like, I just, yeah, it's your acting was fantastic throughout it, and Ethan's as well. I loved it.
Thank you,
It was
Pookie. I
so
think everyone just like I'm not even just saying that everybody was so fucking talented. It's like it was a shame
No,
someone had to fuck it up, but you know.
yeah, it was a shame.
But
we
all the
did.
actors and everybody that actually worked on that project, again, without saying too much about it, but everyone that actually worked on that project did fucking amazing. And like the actors, every fucking actor, I genuinely don't think there was one person. There was not one person. Everybody was so good, and like we were so well behaved on set. Like we were. Like there'd be moments where we'd all just be stood there like dancing or doing something stupid, but like when it came down to it and we needed to like
Yeah, because I was worried about our scenes like being filmed because you know what we're like we're stupid
I
together,
thought
like
we'd laugh at each other.
we're but like our acting dynamic was really good. Like I really enjoyed it.
It was. I really thought we'd either struggle to like, with it being Snape and Sirius, I really thought we'd either struggle to pretend to hate each other, or we'd just laugh at each other. Like, because we had a couple scenes where it was like, I think we had a couple scenes where it was just us two.
Yeah.
So
because we had yeah.
I thought we were
was
gonna
about to
struggle.
say it out loud then.
Oh yeah, God,
But,
I was gonna say don't say what they are. Just
yeah. No, yeah. I mean, like, but you know which scene I'm on about with me, you, and Ethan. That was just fantastic. Like, I just like watching you do it. Like, it made you were so easy to bounce off because it really made me feel like I was actually in a situation getting the emotions that I need across.
But so were you. Like the way that you got into character. Like I love you so much, but like you made like what you would pull this face, like you had this walk about you, and I would be like, he's pissing me off, and I'm gonna tell him about it. But like this is a photo that's been released, so I'll show it. But like you can't really. Caleb posted this on TikTok if you want to see it better. I don't know if it'll focus, but I fucking love this photo. You can't really, it won't really focus. I don't know if I don't know if I like lower the exposure if you'll be able to see it. But I love that still so much. It's so sexy. It's such a good still.
It's incredible. Like just the way that you're waiting there, and I've got my wand. Like it's fucking great.
And I swear we got that shot in like the second take. Like it didn't take us that long. Like we did that quick, and I was like, yes. Like me and you were actually pretty fucking good together, and I was like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Like.
And the other scene that we did, the other two scenes that we did, one with Ethan and one without, like they were both so good as well. Yeah. I'm proud of us for them.
And my favourite scene is probably one of the hardest it was the film. I can't really say it out loud without spoiling it, but like the one that we filmed at like 4 a.m. like when it was dark after we found out everything, like that was like one of the hardest, but I feel like that was so raw and real. Like it was fantastic.
That one. I feel like everybody was so tired that everybody really just actually let it go on that scene, because I was nervous about that scene because I had like I won't go into it, but I was nervous about that scene, and not gonna lie, I feel like Rosa probably hasn't edited this part yet, but like when she gets to it, I swear I swapped my line around every single time that we filmed. And I'm like, oh god, because sometimes you use the audio from one scene, but you use the visual from another scene. Like, I think I don't know, like some I think it depends. Or like even you'll do a different take or a different angle, you know, like and stuff like that. So if I'm saying different lines in each take, it's not very good. But I'm pretty sure I did. I said something after though. To be fair, I was like, to be honest, I don't know if I said the same line every time. Like, but we were all so tired that no one really noticed. And I'm 99% sure that I didn't even do my southern accent. Because Sirius is meant to have, like, a southern accent. And I swear I was, like, in my accent.
Honestly, like, I think with the scenario that it was, I don't think it would matter too much about the accent. Yeah, I mean, I remember the lines. I don't think it really mattered. Like, it really did.
Yeah.
Like, the important bit was to show the emotion of everyone that was in. Everyone did a really good job of that.
Someone said about you having straight hair. We actually also made Caleb's hair greasy as well.
Oh god, it was awful. Like, that was the one thing that really bothered. This is when my autism kicked in, yeah. It's just like, I had to put this really, like, I don't even, like, it was just like this awful grease, so my head had to be, like, straightened, because, like, my hair's straight anyway, but it's got a little bit of, like, a curl,
it's
so
got a little bit of
yeah. And then we'd have to, like, plaster this really awful grease on it. And I was like, oh, I want...
Did you use grease, or did you use the fake sweat?
We used the fake sweat, but it was, like, very... well...
The green stuff?
Yeah, we used the green stuff, but we also, we used, like, this other stuff, which was, like a gel, I think, but it was, oh my god, it was awful. Like, the way they'd just be there, like, on my hair. Or, like, one time we were filming outside and we didn't bring any of the stuff, so Aaron kept coming over and, like, stroking my hair to make it actually naturally greasy. And he was like, just keep touching your hair and it'd be fine. I was like, stop it now! Like, I can't deal with greasy hair! Like, so, like, I'm, like, trying to make it sweat, but I'm also, like, tweaking out at the same time. I'm like, I want to look good, but I really don't, like,
I don't know how you
good.
did that.
This is awful.
I had a couple of scenes with a fake sweat on my face, and obviously, like obviously it's safe if it gets in your mouth. Obviously, you're not meant to drink it, but it's safe if it does get in your mouth because whatever, because it does look like sweat, like it stinks. It absolutely reeks, and in the bottle, it's bright green. So in this one scene,
I've got a vial of it because we used it for the potion to show you.
Oh, right. I in one of the scenes, again without spoiling it, I was just like laid waiting for them to do it, and they forgot to add the fake sweat before we started. Like, we were about to start filming, they forgot, and Aaron came over and was like, "All right, I'm just gonna add it now," and he literally got this bottle in his hand and he went he got somebody to pour it in his hands like this, and he went, like, I'm laid down and he went like this on my face and just went like this. And I would forget it was all over my face. It smelled vile. It felt awful. Like, that was autism. Like, it felt awful. And the amount of times I, like, would forget and I would go like that with my lips, like I would go like, and then I would taste it. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's fucking evil. It looks brilliant on camera. But it stinks. And
I'm getting war flashbacks. Oh my god. Yeah, that's on your face. Dan especially, like, he needed like sweaty a bit. And, like, oh my god, like, it's the most horrendous thing. It smells, it's awful, it feels awful, it feels like actual sweat as well.
But it feels like a little bit greasier than actual sweat, which is even worse. Like, and it does look clear when you put on the skin, by the way. But yeah, it looks green in the bottle, or like blue. But Lex also at one point, I went after a scene to go, like, I gave Lex a kiss, and I did it on purpose, and I just looked at him and he pulled like a bit of a face, but I could tell he didn't want to pull a face because obviously he didn't know what it was. And I was like, can you taste the fake sweat? And he went, yeah, is that what that was? Because he probably just thought I had really bad breath or something, but no, I gave him a kiss and he was like...
Yeah, the behind the scenes were hilarious. Like, there's so many good behind the scenes, so I'm really excited for when it does get released. Once you've watched the horror show that it is, because it's angsty, and, you know, the obvious, but, like, it's nice to see what happened behind the scene as well, like, because there are so many, like, great moments as well.
Yeah,
like,
we had an awful time, but we also like we love each other, so I feel like we pulled each other through and had like we made the most of being together and creating something together. Even though it all went to shit very quickly, but I was so vibing.
Sorry, the Aaron's gonna fire us. Aaron just wants us to show up. So, oh my god, it was wait. I have such a funny story about this. You know, forget doing a stream where I explain all the funny stories. So basically, like I don't know if I've ever explained this, but basically, so there was 4 different Airbnbs in total. No, five. So we had some, So we had some supporting artists that had their own Airbnb. Ethan had his own Airbnb. Me and Lex got our own Airbnb because, you know, there's a lot of people, we're a couple, we want a spoon on a night time, thank you. And then there was an Airbnb that had, like, Smiller, Jazz, Caleb, Finley, Ansi, I don't know who else. Who else was in that Airbnb? Like, basically, there was, like, half of the people in one Airbnb. And then the filming Airbnb had, like, Dorian, Rafa, Rosa, Aaron, Gaia. So there was, like, a lot of Airbnbs. Tiny.
Oh, yeah. But, so basically, on the first day that we were there, like, Aaron had us under strict instructions that if we were not there on time, he was gonna destroy us, basically. And
we were so scared.
So my Airbnb was a few minutes walk away. It was maybe 10-15 minutes walk away from, like, Caleb and Smiller and Ansi and I think Jason and like half of the cast and the crew. And then Ethan's was also maybe a 5-10 minute walk away. So me and Lex were, like, a little bit behind, but we got there just on time. And I think we had to get the bus. We were meant to get the bus over, and we're sat outside in the morning. And then, like, Jason, Ansi, Smiller, Caleb, they all come out. And then we were waiting on Ethan, like, and I can't remember why, but, like, I think Ethan was, like, just running a little bit behind. And we were already all late, like, we were already, like, cutting it really close, and then Ethan was, like, a bit late. So then Ethan, like, we were all calling Ethan and we were like, where are you? Aaron's gonna kill us. And he was like, I'm on my way. And then Ethan gets there and we're all like, and I turned around to Ethan and I said, all right, Ethan, you're new. So, like, because obviously this was Ethan's first project with us. And I turned around to Ethan and we were like, Ethan, you're new, so you're going to take the blame. You're going to say that it was all your fault. None of us were late. We were all on time and it was your fault. And we were all, like, preparing our story, and then we scared Ethan so much that he ended up ordering a taxi for us all because it was obviously faster than the bus. So Ethan orders a taxi. The taxi driver shows up in this minibus, but it wasn't even like a minibus. It was still, like, only 4 seats, and I'm pretty sure I've got a video of it somewhere. There was me, Caleb, Lex, Jason, Ansi, Ethan, Jazz, maybe? Like, there was a lot of us all in one car. So there was, like, 7, but there was only 4 seats. So obviously the driver of the car is German, and I think we definitely had Ansi with us. I don't know if we had Smiller or, like, if they joined later. I'm not sure, but, like, I know we definitely had Ansi. And
I remember because we had that boot bit as well. Remember?
Well, that's what I'm about to get to. No, that's what I'm about to get to. So we said to, like, the driver, because we were like, we don't have enough space in the car, we should have ordered 2, but we couldn't connect to a second one because we woke up really, really early, and then, like, where we were staying in, like, it wasn't, like, a big city in Germany, so, like, there wasn't really many, like, Ubers or taxis or anything, so we could only get one. The taxi driver pulls up, and we get Ansi to explain to him in German, like, oh, hey, like, we can't connect to another taxi. Is there any way that we can, like, just, like give you, like, a good tip and you'll like find a way to take us all, you know, like, definitely a bit illegal, but and the driver basically turned round to us and was like, "Yeah, just duck your head if the police go." So there was like Auntie in the front in case she needed to speak to the German like taxi driver. Oh, thank you very much, Sarah, for subscribing. But yeah, so Auntie was at the front, talking to the driver. Me, Caleb, and I think Lex were all sat like in a row in the middle, and we were like squeezing. I'm pretty sure it might have been a two-seater. Maybe there was four of us. I don't know. And then there was like Ethan and Jason in like, I think it was Ethan and Jason. I don't know, but like in the back, I think I've got a video of it somewhere. And they're like crammed into the boot of the car, like, which is illegal. And we were going down these roads, and like we told this driver like we were like well late for something really important. So this driver is fucking speeding it down there. And we pull up outside, and it's like a clown car. Like, he opens the boot, like, 4 people crawl. Like, because it was like a half an hour drive as well. So we're like crawling out of the car, like, and me, like, the whole drive there, me and Caleb are crying, laughing, and everybody's like, "Can you two shut the fuck up?" And me and Caleb are like,
He was there in the car going, "Bane!"
Yeah, wait, I feel like there's
brain rot. This poor German man trying to drive a taxi with 10 million people in it.
I had to turn around to Caleb at some point and go, "Caleb, shut the fuck up, or this man's gonna crash the car."
It was so funny.
I've definitely. Wait, sorry. I've got the funniest photo of Finley. Sorry, Finley. Sorry, Finley, if you ever watch this.
Oh, I love that. I love that photo so much.
I do. It's so funny. Wait, I've definitely got a video of us all in the clown car somewhere.
It was so funny because like I was sat next. I was in between Dan and Lex, so I was like sandwiched in, and I was like, right, the only way to deal with this right now is just to make a massive joke out of it. And it was so funny when I tell you we're going through these streets of Germany with like so many people around us, and we're just like, "Bane, Bane," like being way too loud. We're meowing for no reason.
Oh my god, that was so funny. And do you want to
Oh
know
my God.
that the funniest part of the story was that we pulled up and we were so scared that Aaron was gonna yell at us, and we got there and he was like, "Oh, you guys are here," and there was a bunch of other people that were late. Like, so he was like, "Oh, it's fine. Everybody else is still walking from the bus stop," and we were like. Because we also needed the supporting, we needed the supporting actors there as well, and they were late, I think, or like maybe they weren't late, maybe we were early.
For a while, like, yeah, no, it was.
Oh god, and it
funny,
was
yeah.
so
And I
funny.
remember, like,
So we didn't even need to get an Uber in the end. But
literally, there was no need for it.
I
it
need
was
to
really
find
funny.
this
It was,
video.
like, the next day as well. Like, I think it was the next day. I had my first proper scene that I was in, and then and I had to be that early in the. But like I was stood on the wrong side of the road for like almost an hour. And I was not going to turn up because I followed Google Maps wrong. And I was like, oh my god, I thought I could work this out, but I couldn't. And Smilla was like, "I'm coming in like half an hour. Do you want me to just come?" And I was like, "I'm sure I can figure it out. Yeah, come and help me." I'm scared. So she comes, and it was so funny. And like, luckily there was like, I don't know, a bus in the next 5 minutes or so, and I'm now like panicking because I was like, I need to get in character. I'm listening to all these like dark songs. I'm like, I'm trying to get in headspace with Snape right now, and I was so stressed. And then yeah, it was really funny. It was like the amount of times we were stressed about getting there on time. We were never on time.
I honestly, I was late to set so many days. I'm not gonna lie, but I was so tired. Like there was one day where we had to, like, we were outside filming, and like it wasn't that far from our Airbnb, to be honest. I think we needed to walk like 15 or 20 minutes. But I struggled that morning to get up because I was so tired. I remember there was one day where Dorian was such a legend because I can't remember why. I can't remember if he told me the night before, but like they sent the call sheet, and like I just said to Dorian, I was just like, "I'm just so tired," and Dorian was like, you can have a sleep in tomorrow. We'll film something else in the morning. Like, you can sleep in. And I was so happy. I've never, like, I just love Dorian so much in that moment. I needed that sleep.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to find this video and I can't find it. Because
Aaron according to you guys. And he's like, Aaron.
the thing, I remember Aaron being like, why are you guys all scared of it? And we were like, because you told us that you were all gonna, you were gonna beat us all.
We were like panicking about it before we even came. We were like, oh my god, it's gonna be so strict and like.
This is the group chat photo, by the way.
I love that photo so much.
It's the group chat photo.
It was so funny. It's just, I don't know. Like there were so many good, like funny things about it. Like,
oh no, there were. Like, don't get
like,
me.
When I got the bus with Smilla, like that day when she eventually came like a little bit later and saved me from German transport because German transport scares the shit out of me.
Oh,
we were just sat there talking about politics on the bus like really loud, like in English. We were like, yeah, so fuck Rishi Sunak and all this. It was great.
There is a video. There is a video of this drive somewhere. There is a video, and I really can't find it. That's the thing though. Like I would like to clarify as well that like Aaron wasn't even scary or mean. He just like he was joking with us all about it the day before. But I really like because Aaron jokes with a straight face. I was genuinely convinced that like Aaron was gonna batter us if we were late. And then like we got there and he was like, "Are you all scared of me?" And we were like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Guys, I'm not gonna do anything." And we were like, "Well, we're just checking. We're just checking." I've got a video as well of me just like saying French swear words to Ethan, and he just looks horrified because I was like, "Look what Aaron and Lex taught me," and Ethan was like, "Oh my god!" when Aaron turned Lex into a tiger, that was so funny because
that was so funny.
I was upstairs and I was filming a scene, and Dorian went downstairs to go grab some water or something, and then he came back up and he went, "Dan, what's your favourite animal?" So I was like, I don't know, and like just said whatever my favourite animal was that week, I guess. And then Dorian was like, "Do you like tigers?" And I went, "Yeah, I guess so. Why?" And he was like, "I'm just wondering." Then he like tried to blend it and was like, "Oh, Rosa, what's your favourite animal? Do you like tigers?" Da da da. And I really didn't think anything of it. I just thought it was a very odd question from Dorian, and really just like I just kind of moved on from it. I was like, okay then, like you know that was odd. But honestly, I didn't think that much of it. I was just like, okay, and then. And then I go downstairs and Lex is sat there with like him and Aaron are just grinning to themselves, and Lex is sat there as a tiger.
Because we were trying to keep it quiet while you guys were filming upstairs, and I'd just done the makeup that I needed for like my next scene. Not me, Aaron had. Yeah. And then Aaron like turns around to Lex and is like, "Can we turn you into a tiger?" It was so funny. Like they were just getting like so excited and so giddy about it, and they were like. Like every like 30 seconds or so while he's doing the makeup, we'd all be like, "Oh my god!" And we're just getting really excited over it. And
it's just so you guys as well.
Like crying, laughing. Like, every time he'd like put on like a stripe in his face, we were all like in tears. It was so good.
Oh, God.
And we were like, should we just hide Lex and just pretend that we haven't done the makeup at all, just not acknowledge it, and just see if they say anything?
Oh my god, when Aaron turned Jazz into the Grinch as well. Oh my god, that is so funny.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh god. That is so funny. I love that this is just turned into anecdotes about the prank.
Oh god. Oh, the Grinch was so funny.
How and why the fuck did Aaron even have enough orange makeup? Because I think he brought like a full like makeup kit. Like it had like face paint, it had like SFX stuff. Like he even had like fake sweat. Like he had everything. So if we needed anything, because as well like orange can be good for color correcting. I don't think we actually needed it for anybody, but I think it's he had a face paint makeup palette. So like there was just he had so many things. I guess he just had everything just in case. Because like Aaron did some pretty cool makeup, like which you will see.
Phenomenal work.
And yeah, like oh my god, there's one scene where Aaron had to do some makeup on me, and I think it was like eye bags, but because the scene was really dark, he had to like put really, 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 really
dark circles under my eyes because it didn't pick up on camera if we just made it look normal. So like on camera, obviously it looks great, it looks normal, it just like eye bags. But as soon as I went downstairs into the light of day, I looked like a corpse.
It was crazy. You look like a Tim Burton character.
I think I've got a photo of it somewhere actually. I don't feel like that's a spoiler to show that because I feel like it didn't look the same on camera as it looked like in person, and it was just so funny.
Oh yeah, no, very traumatized by the fake sweat, and I think Dan is as
Oh,
well.
I got it in my mouth at one point, and that was vile.
Oh, I hate it. That's the one thing. Like, and I know, like, as an actor, you have to make sacrifices. And I love my hair at the time. I was like, I hate the fact I had to straighten it and make it greasy. Because for those who know me, my hair is my pride and joy. Like, so having to go,
Yeah.
flat and the grease.
You can't really see the eye makeup in this photo, but you can see. I'm gonna just zoom in so you don't see the background, so it's not a spoiler or anything. But you can just see the horror on my face.
Like, look at the dark circle.
Oh my God. You look like a panda. Oh.
That was before the eye makeup, but I think it's funny. Just to be fair, the whole prank, like, partner of the year goes to Lex because, like, God, like, I would never have got through the prank without that man. Like, I was just going through it. I was so tired. I was so grumpy. Like, I was not live, laugh, loving. Like, don't get me wrong, there were some brilliant memories and, like the scenes as well. Like, some of them I really fucking enjoyed filming. But sometimes I was just so tired. And I think I just, like, needed somebody to be like, okay, we got this. We're going to be good. We're going to be good. You know, it's going to be fine. And I needed that, like, God. And, like, even just stuff like I've said, like, I'm so bad for, like, eating and drinking on set because I just forget. I've got so much going on in my head. And Lex would come over to me and be like, I got you some chicken nuggets. And I'd be like, you're so cute. And I drank so many, like, hot chocolates. I drank so many Red Bulls. But, like, I actually, to be fair, I used to, like, when we filmed The Noble House of Black, I drank so much Red Bull and barely any water. I think it was Ali that turned around to me and was like, Dan, before you go get another Red Bull out of the fridge, maybe let's have a glass of water first. And I was like, okay, Mum. But yeah, Lex and Ali were like my hydration reminders. Oh, yeah. God.
Both absolute. Everyone was in their own way. Absolute rocks.
Yeah, we all just, like, kind of leaned on each other.
Couldn't have done it without, like,
no.
Every single one of them, like.
Oh, God, great. Yeah, no, we needed everybody there. Literally everybody. But there's one scene that we filmed that I genuinely think is so fucking funny. Because I was talking about it the other day, like when we did the Noble House of Black and stuff, obviously, like, that and the Wolfstar one, like, it's all quite sad. Like, so I wasn't used to playing, like, mischievous serious. And, like, we do see, like, a mischievous serious and, you know, obviously quite a sad serious in the prank, as you can imagine. You know, I don't feel like that spoils anything, you know, it's the prank. But it was my first time playing, like, serious being a bit mischievous. I can't say that word, it just never sounds right. But it was my first time kind of playing him like that. I guess other than Jegulus, but I wasn't really in it for that long. But, like, there's
the next you're on about without spoiling it.
Well, there's
actors.
Without spoiling it, it's a scene where most of the actors are in it. We were at a location, and my favorite part of it is me going, "Ugh!" So I don't know if you can get it from that, but if you can, wait, I'm gonna message you. Take your sunglasses off though, so they take your.
I don't know why it's not connected in my head.
Wait, take your sunglasses off so it doesn't reflect.
Never mind. I know.
Oh, okay, yeah. But yeah, so it just that scene gave me a headache. Honestly, that scene was so hard to film.
Rosa's so funny. Sorry, I'm just thinking about Rosa.
Rosa is so funny.
I'm thinking about that one scene. You know which scene I'm on about. The one that we just couldn't get.
Oh my God, I know what you're talking about. But you know what? These are the things of when you know what the thing that's going to be so funny is for everybody, I think,
I think Crystal's here. Hello. We want to spot your work. Thank you so much. But um, so there's so many scenes that I think are so funny that we could give like little background takes for. So even like, don't get me wrong, I don't really like watching myself, but I do think it'd be kind of funny. And I didn't think about this until literally right now, but I actually might do like a reaction video and like maybe explain all the stories that I remember from like different scenes that like again that you won't see, because I have so many fucking funny stories from behind the scenes that I feel like people would find so funny. Like the one thing that always stands out in my mind, like one of them anyway, and this is because Rose is in the chat, so it's just like in the front of my mind. And Caleb, you weren't here for this, so I don't even know if you've heard this story. But there's I'm not spoiling the film. I'm excited to talk about it. I'm really excited to go through and like tell you guys everything that happened because I feel like it's really funny. And like the good side of things. I mean, you know about the bad side already, so we can focus on the good for at least a little bit. But there's a scene. I feel like it doesn't spoil anything. Me kind of slightly explaining the position of the scene, but my character Sirius is like laid in bed, and Rosa like, so we had to like, obviously we only had limited space, so there's like the bed here, and there is like the tiniest gap. And for the angle that we wanted, Rosa had to squeeze down this gap with the big fucking camera, and I have to like get into the bed, and there's curtains all around, and Rosa's just squatting in the corner. And every time I look at her, I like can't help laughing. So like it just took so long because I just kept looking at Rosa and just being like, Dorian's here. Hi, Dorian. Funnily enough, we're literally talking about the prank. Don't worry, we're not spoiling anything. I'm not gonna pull a Tom Holland. But we're talking about like funny things without spoiling anything for the film. But yeah. Oh god, like I'll just never get the image of like Rosa sat there with the camera like. It was so good. It was so good.
So funny.
But yeah.
God.
Yeah,
I fucking miss you guys now. I miss you so much. Oh god, so funny.
I'm so excited. Like I really like wanna. I don't know. I wanna like. I feel like since like things are rolling out, I really just like wanna do something creative again, and like.
Yeah. Definitely.
As much as the Dorian's here to do damage control and stop you from spoiling, we're not gonna spoil. We're not gonna spoil because you know what, I've done so good for never like I haven't slipped up once, and I'm so surprised at myself because I thought I'm such a yapper, and I'm so surprised I haven't turned around and been like in this scene where this happened. Like I'm so surprised I haven't just done that by accident. But yet, no joking. But there's just there's so many like funny little stories, but like behind all like the obviously there was like I say some shit that happened, but like there's so many funny stories because the good thing is that we're all friends with each other, so working together like we can be professional, but there are just some really funny stories as well. And I feel like there's a lot of funny like behind the scenes videos that we haven't posted yet. Like I've got some really funny TikToks, but I like haven't posted them yet because it would be like a spoiler. Sorry, Dorian said God the Claw scene. Dorian will appear in your room if you know.
It was so stupid. Not obviously no spoilers, but when I tell you it was one of the hardest scenes we had to film just because it was so funny.
Yeah.
Like it's not a long scene. Yeah.
You know what though, like the thing that I think really separates this one as well is that the set design, for example, is so cool. Like there's a couple scenes that really stick out in my mind, like set design wise or like location wise, and they were so fucking cool that. But when we had that meetup, we watched like I think it was like the first draft of like the first half, I don't know if it was the first draft, actually. I don't know if it was like the final. I'm not sure. But we watched it, and it was really funny because there's a scene. I think it was with me and Ethan, and somebody's got a video on their phone, and like somebody, I don't know who recorded this video, and I'll show it like when the film's out. But someone got a video of Ethan stood like near his kitchen. And he stood there like this, and then I'm sat on the sofa, sat there like this. And like it just pans over to us, and we both have the exact same face, like cringing at ourselves. And it's so hard to watch yourself. It is so difficult. But yeah, I only watched it that one time in Scotland, and then I watched it once, literally a few days ago. Like the second time, because my mum wanted to see it, and I cringed. At myself, because I just can't watch myself like. The first couple of times, I don't like the first time. I don't really mind because I can like notice things. I can like give myself critiques, and like, I've got hair in my mouth. But I can like give myself critiques and kind of like look on things to do better. But the second or third time that I have to watch it, I feel like I just cringe so bad because I'm like, ugh.
It's so weird because it's like a bit opposite for me. It's like, the first time I'm watching it, I'm like, and then I'm panicking about everything. I'm like, oh god, I can't watch. And then the second time, I've like already watched it. I'm a little bit used to it. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, it's fine. I can recognize what I sort of did okay in that scene.
Yeah.
Because like when I watched it the first time in Edinburgh, I was just sat in a bowl like, I don't want to watch.
But
it.
I feel like we watched it in front
else.
of people as well. It's different watching it in front of people to like sat watching it on your own.
Yeah.
I think because I watched all the previous short films like on my own, and I felt a little bit better about it. But like being sat in the group of people, I was like, everybody is watching me on the TV right now. The scene where I yell at Caleb, why don't you go fuck off and play with your chemistry set? Like what I was doing like before going on set, I was going like this with my arms, and you if like I had to like obviously I had no like bracelets on or anything, so you couldn't like hear anything, but like I was stood quite far away from where the camera was, and I'm stood like this because I was trying to get tension in my body, so that then when I went over to go over to Caleb, I was genuinely ready to like fucking jump at him because I had this tension in my body. And it was the same as there's a scene where, don't ask why, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Sirius is drunk. And he's walking
Which
up.
one? Which scene?
He was drunk in so many scenes.
Why?
For no reason.
Yeah.
Clearly, this was an AI idea. I don't know.
The fact we all turned to each other and was like, "This is so weird."
Why Sirius and alcohol?
Always drunk. This is so out of character.
Because we were saying like, I tried to rationalize it as obviously he just had like some issues with his family, so like he's coping with it. But also like, why are we making this like 15-year-old an alcoholic like to this level? You know what I mean? Like, where's he getting the alcohol from? Like it was just like it was very strange, and we all laughed about it, and was like, this is so weird. That was actually one of the reasons why we figured things out. That's why we started having doubts. It was one of the many reasons. But we were like, why is Sirius an alcoholic? Because I remember filming that scene and I turned around to him and I was like, it just doesn't make sense to me. And Rosa and Dorian were like, it doesn't make sense to me.
Because I think they asked me about the costumes at some point, and it was like, oh, what are you doing in the scene? I was like, oh, I'm drunk, and I was like, again,
yeah. Because I was like, how do I make my uniform look different? Because I had to wear uniform, and I was like, I can't remember. Someone said that I was
the British culture, isn't it?
Yeah. Someone said that I was meant to wear pajamas, and then someone said that I was meant to wear uniform, and then it ended up being settled on uniform, which is like the really sweet scene with me and Ethan. I hate that I'm wearing a school uniform. It's awful. But I was like, yeah, I turned around to Lisa and I was like, oh, I don't know what to make it like. I don't know how to make it look different from the last scene where I was wearing uniform. Like, it needs to look like a different day. And Lex was like, what are you doing this? I was like, I'm drunk walking up some stairs. And Lex was like, you're drunk again?
Why?
Because we were like, why is he drunk so many times?
Like, he's either talking to
and it was so
drunk.
like why when he had the nightmare did he need to be drunk? Anyway, we don't need to go in that now. But anyway, the point of that was, when I did the drunk scene, I had to walk up the stairs, and obviously I had to look drunk, but how do you fake being drunk? So when I was at the bottom of the stairs, which this was probably really dangerous, so don't take my advice on this, but I span around in a circle. I was at the bottom of the stairs like... And Dorian and Rose were like, are you ready? And I was like, yep. And then they'd be like, because I told them that I was doing it, and Dorian was like, be really careful, because you're walking up some stairs, you know what I mean? So like, you need to be careful. But there was like a railing, so I just had my hand on the railing because you couldn't see it anyway. And There was a month where I almost fell down the stairs. But there are like some some scenes that just like completely change your mood. Like even the Noble House of Black when me and Dorian were doing
Sorry. Noble and drunk.
but when we were doing like Serious and Regulars in the Noble House of Black, we was like me and Dorian were doing that like just taking the piss, like because that was like one of the kind of inside jokes that me, Dorian and Rafa had, I guess, and it was just funny, so we were always doing that so sometimes we'd be stood there and like, they'd say cut and we'd be stood in the same position and we'd be having a conversation, but obviously we don't want to lose our mark, so we'd just be stood in the same position. And like Rafa was doing things with the camera because Rafa was director for that one, so Rafa was doing things with the camera and speaking to like the crew and whatever, and me and Dorian would be stood there pissing ourselves off, and obviously we're meant to be like, like, you said you would never leave me. Like, I'm not leaving you, regulars. You're choosing to stay behind. So like we're doing this, and then but like on scene and we're like, and this is why when people cry at the films, I laugh because I have these memories that other people didn't see. But anyway, so like
He's laughing at your feelings, guys.
So
He's taking the piss at you having feelings.
So no, but what I'm saying is I have an entirely different view of that scene than someone who was just watching it. Like if I was watching as a fan, then I can understand. But like when you're there and you realise all the stupid shit that you were doing on set. And there was multiple times where Rafa turned around to us in the Noble House of Black.
I'm gonna have a Twitter thread about you. I just telling you.
Don't fucking say that. The amount of times that Rafa would have to turn around to us and be like, guys, like, you need to stay in the zone. And like Dorian's also had to do it with other people. And they've had to be like, they're like, guys, like, get back in the zone. Like you're gonna break character. And me and Dorian would be like, yeah. And we'd sit there and we'd be like, and you try not to break your character, and then sometimes you're like, all right, 1 minute, we need to get back in our zone. And then you really do have to like get into a zone to do like a sad scene. But oh my god, it keeps saying pre-roll ads are disabled for 62 minutes. Okay, well, why do you keep saying this and then every like 15 minutes coming up again?
Yeah, that's
so you're not disabled for 62 minutes, are you?
Yeah.
Silly.
I don't understand Twitch really.
Me neither. Trigger warning, Twitter.